America 250 celebrations are continuing across West Virginia, and today Highmark, West Virginia hosted Party on the Plaza in downtown Parkersburg. The event also marked Flag Day a little early with a choir performance and a flag raising ceremony. Our Gavin Carrig shows us how organizers say it's about community and giving back.
The America 250 celebrations continue in downtown Parkersburg, with Highmark, West Virginia bringing people together for Party on the Plaza. The event also doubled as an early Flag Day celebration, which is June 14th. The crowd turned out downtown. Parkersburg South High School's choir sang the national anthem, and the American Legion Post 64 at a Marietta helped to raise the flag. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield West Virginia President Jay Sheehy says showing up locally matters.
It's very important as a key member and cornerstone of the Parkersburg community and throughout West Virginia. We have over 500 employees and we serve over 500,000 West Virginians for their health care across all lines of business. So being back part of the community and giving back to the community along with downtown Parkersburg.
Sheehy says that giving back goes beyond West Virginia too.
Highmark is really engaged in the community, both in our locations and nationally. We are now the third largest Blue Cross Blue Shield organization in the country with our acquisition of KC Blue out in Kansas City. But our giving back to the community, giving back in charitable ways throughout the community is part of what we do. We're a nonprofit organization. So,
as America marks 250 years, events like this one bring the celebration closer to home. In Parkersburg, Gavin Carrig, WTAP News.